Psst. Hey, looking for a way to improve the way you capture your vocals and make the process a whole lot more comfortable and fun? You gotta see this. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining. My name's Keith Sanchez, and welcome to Rancho de Sancho Studios. Hope everything finds you well as could be found in a global pandemic. Had some bad news myself this week. My father, after a long battle with Alzheimer's, passed away. I'm glad his suffering's over, but the finality is definitely a tough pill to swallow. It's always tough to lose a loved one, someone close, especially your dad. I love you, Dad, and rest easy. For me, music is something that's always calmed me down and soothed my pain and eased my troubles, so I guess we'll get right to it. If you could, please hit that subscribe button right there and maybe click that bell for me so you could be informed when all my new videos come out. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot, and thank you. In my constant endeavor to make better music, lately I often find myself looking for ways to improve my recording studio. Recently I realized that even though I thought the way I was capturing my vocals was okay, it wasn't. I found myself oftentimes trying to plug in my way out of some issues there, trying to make it sound better. It's really making my life a lot harder than it needed to be. I was spending a lot of time trying to get the vocals up front and center in the mix, and I was just having a hard time. I was usually getting results that I thought were okay, but sometimes I wasn't. The odd part was I had the solution sitting back here on a shelf behind me for months. Back around Christmas, I had found this place called vocalbooth2go.com, and they have these things called Producer's Choice blankets. At the time, they had a wicked sale, and I got them. It was like $225 for 6 of the blankets. Now I think they're normally $63 a piece. But they're really thick, heavy-duty sound blankets. They kind of look like moving blankets, but they're way better than moving blankets. They're woven blankets. They are filled with soundproof materials. If you go to their website, you could check out the ratings on them. They're rated highly, high sound coefficients. So, I had the blanket sitting there, so you got to build the frame for it. They have some plans on their website, but I didn't really think it was strong enough. I don't know, I got kids, they might run into it or something, or who knows what would happen around these parts. So I scoured the internet, looked around, found some plans, this and that. Finally, I took some ideas here, had my own ideas, and created what was pretty strong. It's a pretty strong booth. It's built pretty well. It's pretty cozy in there. I'm really glad that I did this. On these sound examples you're going to see here, I did nothing other than grab the mic and the mic stand and the headphones and take them in the booth. There is no vocal processing on anything at all. I have not put any EQ. There's nothing on the vocals whatsoever. The music I did mix a little bit back there, but even that I didn't spend a lot of time on. Like I say, with my dad dying, I've been kind of messed up this week, but I just had to get something going. Something. So yeah, on these examples, I did nothing but grab the mic stand with the mic on it and the headphones and take them into the vocal booth. It's quite shocking, the volume difference. I didn't touch anything, so there is quite a bit of a volume difference. I didn't realize I was making up for that much loss of gain. Yeah, so there's absolutely no processing. What you're going to see is the straight signal is going into a Audio Technica 2050, running straight into the Focusrite Clarett with the air function is on that. So listen to these sound examples, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay, so here's how I normally have been recording my vocals. In this area, either facing that way towards my computer screen, or sometimes I'll face that way to the wall. Just kind of depends. The good thing about doing this part here is I could work the mouse and everything is right here. So the other way, I kind of got to set it up, maybe run in there. There's a trick that I found to help with that, but you got to keep your phone charged. Anyway, it's different out here. With the headphones on, it definitely sounds different. If I take it off, I could hear, it's the room sound. It's got space and air. I don't know what it's going to sound like on here, compared to what it's going to sound like in the vocal booth. But we'll see. You know, I used to do it out here and everything was fine. I never really had an issue that much. Sometimes I was having a hard time getting my vocals up front like I wanted to. It's harder to notice on cleaner vocals, but I have a new death metal project I was trying, and the guy was singing, and he was singing facing that wall, but on his low guttural parts, there was like a reverb in there that I just could not get out. I couldn't bring that up front in your face like I want to. So I didn't know what to do. You know, I've had these blankets around for a long time. Finally decided, you know what, I need a vocal booth. I need something to block that reflection in the room, because it's a live room. It's not totally dead in here. It sounds pretty good. But still, when you're doing vocals, you want to be able to control that reverb, you know? So let's try some little sound tests. So she sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Seashells by the seashore. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Okay, so here it sounds inside the booth. It's incredibly quiet in here. You could feel it when you walk in. It feels isolated in here, that's for sure. You know, I'm really liking it so far. I'm glad I did it. I was fortunate enough to have Power Slide come back and record a couple songs the other day. By the way, guys, thank you very much for coming by. And anytime you need anything, give me a call. You guys are great, and I really love you guys. So hit me up. They came and they Tooth commented about how he really liked it. You kind of get into your vocals in here. You guys outside are doing what they're doing that are not singing, and you kind of come in here and they can mess around out there. Actually had 4 guys in here doing gang vocals on that session, and they all fit in here. So I wish I would have got some footage, but when you're caught up recording, sometimes recording for this is still, I gotta make sure I do that more. But yeah, I really like this booth so far. It's crazy how much it changes how I'm hearing things. So let's do the same thing. So she sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. That's not easy to say. So now we'll do the vocal comparisons on the track. What makes the color of sorrow start with a base of despair? At a measure of hollow, longing for those who aren't there. Stir in a dose of sadness, cut with the pain that won't fade. An undertone tinged with madness, such an unpleasant shade. What makes the color of sorrow starts with a base of despair. At a measure of hollow, longing for those who aren't there. Stir in a dose of sadness, cut with the pain that won't fade. An undertone tinged with madness, such an unpleasant shade. Okay, now that was some dry, just singing in the booth. Now let's try a couple with the actual backing tracks in there and see how it sits in the mix. It's going to sound a little different. I mean, the difference is incredible from out here where I had been recording to inside that booth. It's night and day. I'd say to equally gain match these, to volume match these, I would have to add probably about 10 decibels of gain to the vocals I recorded out here. I didn't want to do that. I just kind of wanted to go straight on, so there's no processing of any kind on these vocals. The mix is pretty rough on the stuff. I just got it together, wanted to get it out because I've been sitting on this one for a little bit. I've done this about 2 weeks ago. I got this done. But so here's how the vocals sit in the mix. Like I said, one's really louder than the other. What makes the color of sorrow start with a base of despair? At a measure of hollow, at a measure of hollow, longing for those who wander, stirring the dose of sadness, but with the pain that won't fade, an undertone tinged with madness, such an unpleasant shade. Okay, so what'd you guys think? I was shocked and amazed when I first watched this in the playback. When I listened to the audio, I could not believe my ears. There was such almost a 10 decibel difference inside that booth as to doing what I was doing out here. It was incredible. It was a difference not only how much louder it was, but the clarity that it had. You know, there was no plugins, there was no processing of any kind under that. That's just the straight raw vocals. Like I said, going right into the Audio Technica 2050, right into the Focusrite. The other great part is when you go in there, it feels like it's time to get busy. It feels like you're there, you're going to do some vocals, you know. I really like, when you walk in there, like I said it in the thing, but it's just so, it's awesome. You know, okay, so total cost. What was the total cost on this? The blankets I got on sale. It was right around $225, I think, is what I paid for the 6 blankets. I only used 4 of them, so I have 2 left over. I'm thinking about either maybe hanging them from the ceiling to maybe separate the drums from the bass and the guitar caps, or maybe grabbing some more PVC pipe and creating some kind of structure to hold the blankets on that I could isolate cabinets. We'll see what happens. Whenever I do, I'm sure I'll make a video of it, and you'll see that too. Yeah, I only used 4 of it. The dimensions inside of the thing are 4 foot by 4 foot by 79 inches tall. I used 8 of the corner pieces. I used 8 of the T-pieces, 7 sticks of PVC pipe. So the corner pieces were about $2 a piece. The T's were about $1.50, and the 10-foot stick of PVC pipe at Lowe's is about $3. And I needed 7 of those. So you're looking right around $50 in PVC parts. I did get some shower curtains at the dollar store, 3 packs of 8 of those, so $3 there. And if you'll know, I put in a light up top at Harbor Freight. It was like $15 for a shop light. I zip tied that to the ceiling so you could see in there. Works out really good, actually. So this whole thing could be done for under $300. But yeah, you know, for me, it's worth the investment, I think, for what I want to do. But yeah, hopefully bringing other bands in here, they'll enjoy what I've done here with this as well. Definitely makes doing your vocals a lot more enjoyable. Oh yeah, and the other thing I want to show you real quick is the trick about controlling actually Reaper from there. So if you go into your Reaper into preferences and you scroll down, you go down to OSC web controller, scroll down, hit that menu, and you go down to web control. Right there, you'll find you could create your own password and your own username, so you could use it for multiple different things. So you could have people log in and send them separate headphone mixes to different people. I've heard you could have the thing send a flashing tempo signal to telephones. Me personally, I use it to start and stop recording while I'm in the vocal booth. Works really great. You can't save it. I haven't figured out how to save it yet, but I only use a phone. I bet if I had a tablet, there's a lot more options. I know there is. Kenny Joya, check that out. Reaper Mania, that guy has some answers for you on that. You know, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was probably a little bit long and a lot of talking, but if you could give it, like I say, give it a thumbs up and you know, hit that subscription button. Thank you a lot for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. I hope you have a pleasant rest of your day. Stay safe, show some empathy to your fellow humans, and we'll see you next time. Bye.